Hey there, my friends. Welcome back to Fluent English Journey. I'm Tom, and today I want to talk with you about one of the biggest challenges most learners face when studying a new language. It's something simple but very common, translating in your head. I hear this all the time. Learners tell me, Tom, I can't stop translating. First, I think in my own language, then I try to switch the words into English. And maybe you do the same thing. It feels slow, right? It feels stressful. Sometimes you even forget the words in the middle of the process. Maybe you've wished you could stop translating, but you just don't know how. Well, in this episode, I want to share something really special with you. Practical ideas and easy techniques you can start using today to finally think in English. So, let's get started. First, why is translating such a big problem? Well, scientists who study how the brain works say we actually have two systems of thinking. One system is fast and automatic. It works without hesitation. The other system is slow and careful. It checks everything step by step. That second one takes a lot more time. Now here's the issue. When you translate in your head, you're using the slow system. First, you create a sentence in your own language. Then you try to flip it into English. That extra step causes delay. It makes you pause. And in conversation, it feels heavy and uncomfortable. But when you train yourself to think directly in English, you start using the fast system. That system doesn't stop to check every single word. It doesn't bounce back and forth between languages, it just speaks. Quick, natural, and light. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're sitting in a cafe. The waiter comes over and asks, "What would you like to drink?" If you translate, here's what happens. First, you hear the question, then you build the answer in your native language, and finally, you try to change that answer into English. By the time you're done, the waiter is staring at you, waiting. You get nervous. Maybe you even forget what you wanted to say. But if you're already thinking in English, you just look up and say, "A coffee, please." Fast, simple, natural, no delay, no stress. That's the difference. Translation makes you slow. Thinking in English makes you quick. Translation creates nerves. Thinking in English builds confidence. Now you might be asking, Tom, how do I actually stop translating? And the answer isn't some big secret or one giant step. It's about small daily moments. Research on learning shows something very powerful. Practicing many little times is far stronger than practicing once for a long time. Short, frequent practice is better for your brain than long, rare practice. It's like drinking water. You don't drink all your water in one go. You drink many times during the day. Language works the same way. So, how do you use these small moments? It's simple. When you open the fridge, don't just open it. Say to yourself, I'm opening the fridge. When you tie your shoes, say, I'm tying my shoes. When you wash your hands, say, I'm washing my hands. When you look out the window, say, I'm looking out the window. These are short, simple sentences, and we call them micro moments. A micro moment is just a tiny piece of time when you use English. It might only last 3 seconds, maybe just one sentence, but it trains your brain. At first, the sentences will feel basic, maybe even too easy. But don't worry, easy is good, easy is powerful. With repetition, your brain starts connecting actions directly to English. Over time, these micro sentences become automatic. My friends, this is exactly how you move from the slow system in your brain to the fast one, the system that feels natural and automatic. At first, it's going to feel slow. You'll say something like, I am opening the fridge, and it will sound almost mechanical. But after you repeat it many, many times, the words start to come quicker. Suddenly, I'm opening the fridge just rolls out of your mouth. No translation, no waiting, no delay, just English. The real magic isn't in one big moment of learning. The real magic is in those small daily moments when you practice. Every time you use English, even for a second, you're carving a new road inside your brain. And one day, without even noticing, English will start to come out naturally. Now, I often hear learners say, Tom, I want to think in English, but I don't live in an English speaking country. What should I do? That's a great question. Of course, the easiest way to think in English is to live somewhere where you hear it all around you, on the streets, in shops, on the radio, on TV. When English surrounds you, your brain has no choice but to adapt. But let's be honest, not everyone can just pack up and move to London or New York. Not everyone has the chance to travel abroad. So what do you do then? Here's the answer. You create what I like to call English islands. Think about an island. It's a small piece of land surrounded by water. Now imagine your day is full of your native language. That's the water. But in the middle of all that, you can build little islands of English. Short times where you use only English. For example, try creating a 10-minute English-only breakfast. During those 10 minutes, you look at your food and describe it in English. This is bread. The bread is fresh. I'm drinking tea. The tea is hot. I like butter. The butter is soft. Simple sentences, but all in English. Later, maybe in the evening, you build another island. That could be 15 minutes of listening to English music or 15 minutes of an English podcast. The rule is simple. During that time, no other language, only English. At first, your islands will be tiny. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. And that's perfectly fine. Small is good. Small is realistic. With time, those little islands grow. 10 minutes becomes 20. One island becomes 3. Soon you'll notice that your day is filled with more and more English. And here's the best part. The more English islands you build, the less you translate. The more islands you have, the more natural English feels. You don't need to live abroad to think in English. You can create your own English world step by step, island by island, right where you are. Now, here's another tip that comes straight from research. Stop depending on words from your own language. Use mental pictures instead. Here's the mistake most learners make. Every time they learn a new word in English, they immediately connect it to their native language. For example, they learn the word apple, and right away they think of the translation in their own language. It feels easy in the beginning, but it actually slows you down. Because every time you want to say apple, your brain has to go from English to your language and back to English again. That extra step is what makes you hesitate. There's a better way. Instead of linking English words to your own language, connect them to an image, a sound, a smell, or even a feeling. Take the word apple. Don't picture the translation. Don't see your native word in your head. Instead, close your eyes and imagine holding a big red apple. Feel its weight. Picture the shine on its skin. Imagine the sound of biting into it, the sweetness, the smell of fresh fruit. Now, whenever you hear the word apple, your brain will go straight to that picture. Not to your native language. It's English. Picture, not English. Translation. And that's powerful because this is exactly how children learn. A child doesn't learn the word dog by translating. A child sees a dog, hears the word dog, and makes the connection naturally. Here's another technique, and it might sound funny, but it works. Talk to yourself. Psychologists call this self-talk. It simply means speaking to yourself, sometimes quietly in your head, sometimes out loud. You can say things like, now I'm walking to the bus, or I need to remember my keys, or even, nice job, I finished my work. You become your own English partner. You become your own teacher. And the best part? It's free, it's private, and it's incredibly effective. So let me give you a simple 1 week plan. In the morning, create a short English island at breakfast. Only think and speak in English for a few minutes. During the day, use micro moments. One short sentence for each action. In the evening, watch a short video in English and copy not just the words, but the emotions. And before bed, use self-talk. Tell yourself what you did today in English. This plan isn't long, it isn't complicated, but if you do it every day, you will notice change. Your brain will start to connect English to your life, not to translation. So, my friends, here's the truth. Translating is natural at the start, but it doesn't have to be the end. You can move past it. You can rewire your brain. The more you link English to actions, pictures, and feelings, the faster you'll begin to think in English. And the more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. Thank you so much for listening to Fluent English Journey. I'm Tom, and until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Bye for now.